Hey, what's your self talk? Hey, so I just wanted to come and tell you a little insight I got through reading this book. If you see me post, Whole New Mind, maybe you can see that. It's just a book by Daniel Pink, but basically, to keep it simple, he just talks about how, as a society, we're moving towards people who tap in more on their right side of the brain and use their right side of the brain to be more creative, to be more fun, and to create that brand, which is why social media grows as it does. But also, one thing he pointed out, which is good for anybody. You always want to be dragged through. You want history to help you understand, why we are where we are. So he pointed out, like, for so long, we process our life from the left side of our brain. And to keep it simple for you, just so you can understand what is the left and right side of the brain, I don't know nothing about that. I ain't never heard about that. If you haven't, just keep it this way. Your left side of your brain is real logical. It's verbal. So the left side of your brain is you process information sequential. It's ABC. That's that part of it right now. Right side of the brain, that's when you listen to music and you just got that feeling, you can't explain it, or you see a picture on the wall or somebody paints a picture, you're like, man, that's a beautiful picture. I like that. Or it's a message or a quote. When you read a quote, you start to create like a metaphor or something. What's going on, Natalie? You create a metaphor in your head. So that's left side, that's right side of your brain. Just real quick and simple. All right, now the point that I want to make is that, okay, so when we got to the point, and when he got to the point in he's talking about the left side of his brain, he's like, this is how we live life. Like, we live life so simple. A, B, C, we got to do this. Now, that part of that is important. But he talked about, like, so when we grew up, we was raised to get certain jobs, like be accounting, to be doctors, to be lawyers, and to be these certain individuals. And that's the way that, like, our parents told us to, hey, get this type of job, do this, make sure you make money, yada, yada, yada. All right? So, but up in 1950, he said that, what's this guy named? Roger Sperry. He realized that, some of the information that we've been feeding on our mind is wrong. So basically, put it this way, pretty much up until whenever, up to 1950, we lived a life that told us that you need to process from the left side of your brain. And they said the right side of our brain is not important, so you don't need to worry about it. It's inferior. And then here's this guy who went in, started studying, which is important for you to grow. He started studying. He said, well, wait a minute. What I started to find out is that the right side of our brain is not inferior. It actually is just different. So they both function together. So in 1950, he was able to figure this out. And now this guy died in 1994. Now we're in 2018, but this guy died in 94. And he said until today, the day he died in 94, and he discovered this in 1950, he said we still discriminate on the right side of our brain, like the society as a whole. And so it was just interesting. I'm like, and I took from that a lot of things, but I want to share this one. How often do we use or process off of misuse or old information? Maybe that information wasn't relevant at that time, but as time goes on, you start realizing when people study, when people research, they start to find better answers to questions. And here this guy, and even a society right now who will embrace this more. And if you choose not to, you're just gonna get left behind. But when you choose to understand, like, a part of us, a right side of our brain, that's when we can become more creative. That's when we enjoy life more. And I'm still reading through the book, and he did a lot of things with explaining it. But I want to touch on one more thing. So I was in the garage the other day, and I was reading this book, and a UPS guy came, and UPS guy came. It was 7:48 p.m. So late, right? Working, grinding, doing what you need to do. Respect that. I understand hard work. And he came. He gave me his box. He gave me a box, and he's like, "Hey," I was like, "What's going on, man?" He was like, "Man, they say money make the world go round." I said, "Man, no, it's more to it." And he said, yeah, man, I know it's a lot more to it. I said, and I just sat there and I started thinking for a minute. I'm like, that isn't that part of that old information that we still processing off of? We stay on top of current and relevant information. Yes, that's big. Make sure you have to stay on top of current and relevant information because we advancing so much. So thank you for sharing that. But so yeah, he said money make the world go round. And we were taught that, right? Money make the world go round. Now let's take like if you have mom, old grandpa, like how like how many cars did they have when they was growing up? Like it was probably one car. It was probably you had one nice house, like, and he give a lot of illustrations. So in today's society, we have a lot. Like we have abundance all around us. Like our house have more than two cars. We have so much stuff. We have to get a storage unit so we can put some more of our stuff. But we have that junk closet, right? We got so much stuff. We got so much clothes. We have a lot of stuff, right? So why is it that people are still searching for something? Why is it that people are doesn't feel that they are having meaning, having purpose? They consume all this stuff, but what happened? You still have more. It's still more inside of you. So now in family, in life, we are searching for more, and it doesn't have to do with stuff. Like we have stuff all around us. Like just look around you. You have a lot of stuff, but is that giving you fulfillment? Is that giving you meaning? Is that giving you a sense of joy? No. And yet we still we want to buy more and more, but we want to start finding this source of meaning or fulfillment. And so that's what he was digging into. And it was just interesting when you learn about the brain and how the brain process that information, then you will start to really understand, like, okay, so when I listen to a song, when I listen to music, when I go look at a movie, it's like both of those sides of the brain, they're operating together and they're helping you make sense of that. And I don't know, that was just cool. So that's just a current book I'm reading. It's real deep for me because it allows me to really dig in and understand. So hey, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the love. But I just wanted to share that was on my mind, that was on my heart. So I'll be talking about more like this 7:45. I always do my weekly show on Facebook. So but I'm always here showing you love. And until next time, what's your self-talk?